Hey, this is Beebee. I'm here with my dog Ruby. We're back. We're back. We lived. We survived. We're asleep. We slept. We died. We woke up. We're back. This is a little bit annoying that every time I leave, I have to go back through this these steps here to get back to the browser. But that's okay. So I responded to about 6 hours worth of shit at like midnight both nights over the weekend. So I just stayed home from work today and I slept for like 13 hours altogether. Not really, but it was quite a lot. But anyway, I'm feeling better. I am so tired. So we read introductions. Let's go to general ranting. I'm going to decide on the fly as we're going through this if I'm going to read absolutely everything, because as you saw last time, it was a heck of a lot of text. Hola, was it a lot of text. So we'll do what we can. This is the rant area where you can vent about all the people who messed up your day. Yeah, just examples. Don't comment on someone's post something like, but you should have done blah. It's already unpleasant to live with the bad stuff that can happen in our daily lives. Yeah, that's true. So, everybody has cat icons, I noticed. That's really cute. So something happened to me recently. This is Simba. Let me explain. I'm just wearing my hair differently for now. Working up the guts to tell my mom. And the next thing is that when I was out with her, someone working in the store called me sir. She gave them a nasty look and corrected them, but personally I was super happy. Whatever you are, man, woman, in the end, people see what they want to see. Interesting. Yeah, I got called buddy once by a bus driver when I was in college, and I still remember it because I was like, he didn't know, he thought I was a buddy, you know what I mean? And it felt like good. I'm not a trans guy, but I'm not like strictly aligned with traditional Western ideas of femininity. So like the idea that I wasn't being viewed in the kind of objectifying way that women often are felt really liberating to me. But it's not quite the same experience. But something interesting, I took a gender course in college about how people view gender, and the concepts for what is acceptably feminine are so narrow. In the same way that what is masculine is very, very narrow. But when you have something that's in between, it's much harder to be perceived as feminine than it is as masculine. Basically, any masculine trait overpowers most of the other feminine traits. So, for example, they showed these nude bodies with secondary sex characteristics, and they were drawings, and they did a study. And I'm not sure how large this study was. I mean, this was probably done like in the 70s or something. I don't remember because it was my freshman year. But if a person was completely stereotypically female with like breasts, no facial hair, long hair, and I can't remember what it was, like makeup or something, but she had, no, what was it? Hold on. Well, anyway, it was like if you had body hair, like if you had like chest hair and a beard, you were a guy, even if you had like all the rest of the female markers. And it's like if you were a man in a stereotypical way with like no breasts, facial hair and everything, but you had a vulva, it didn't matter, you were still a man. When they had to assign one or the other, if the people looking at the image had to pick. I know that this isn't accurate to the day-to-day interactions that people have, because I think people kind of override that instinctual sorting based on that kind of weird internal math, based on what they perceive to be the social mores that they want to ascribe to. However, it was just interesting to think about that, like, male markers often kind of overpower female ones, such that when you are like a trans girl, exactly, as someone was mentioning on this forum, like having a deep voice immediately cues all the other preconceptions people have in their brains of what masculine and feminine mean, and it doesn't matter if the rest of you looks perfectly up to the standard of femininity that people would expect and assign to women. once you have a single male marker, it's like all out the window. And it was like very interesting to think about, and it's like really kind of like frustrating and sad, and it says a lot about how men are kind of the social default, and you have to have all of this extra shit added on to be considered a woman, and like to the point where you're like pared down to nothing but feminine traits, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're getting way off track. Feel welcome to like argue with me too, or like tell me that I'm full of shit. That's fine. That was just something I read. I'm not sure if I necessarily am confident in the way that it was filled out scientifically. I don't think it was necessarily a rigorous finding, but it's food for thought anyway. For me, it's when my colleagues make sure that they say he when they talk about me. The way they're so careful is really touching. Oh, that's nice. And then I came out to a childhood friend a while ago, and she took it pretty well. She told me she had nothing against it, but it changed nothing, we'd always be friends. And then after she started to explain her point of view on trans people, like how gender is just a social construct, it's a societal phenomenon, but for some reason, even 3 years later, she still calls me she. What the fuck? What the fuck, though? Fuck that kid, then. I used to correct her all the time, but I don't anymore. But I feel like it didn't sink in at all. Well, she's not worth your time, then, if she can't fucking respect the basic, like, your name. Like, if someone can't even bother to call you by your correct fucking name, like, they don't care about you. Ditch them. People like that who think that they know everything can be really annoying. They're not so intelligent after all. To be honest, if it was just a social thing, I'm not sure we'd even do all these things to change ourselves. Well, that's one way to think about it, I guess. I'm not going to get into, like, social, just because something is a social construct doesn't mean it's not real. You know what I mean? But I think there is something to be said about that desire that a lot of trans people have to fit the gender that they feel they are physically as well as just mentally. And in that way, I don't know. And it's sad because history has been erased so much for people like, for example, if I'm Native, I don't know if people back then when those kinds of options weren't available with hormones and surgery, if that need or that desire was still there and they just didn't have ways to fulfill it. I don't know. It's worth, it's worth considering. And it's sad that colonialism has destroyed so much of the history of alternative gender systems. It really sucks. Simba says, today I had the pleasure of being used as a token. Oh, of course. Of fucking course. I've got a trans friend. I'm so tolerant. Firstly, I don't necessarily want to announce to the world I'm trans. Fucking exactly. Man. Yeah. No, this is so frustrating. And it's like, I get the point of this as a game. I'm sorry I'm talking so much. We're not going to make it through. But this game, I think, is really good, for people who are playing it who don't have any exposure to the experiences of LGBT people, especially trans people, and who didn't know that that's what this topic was going to be about. I think that this is really an enlightening experience for them, and to kind of have the first-person accounts of people who are being mistreated, and to realize, like, how much it impacts your daily life and, like, how fucking awful people are. For someone who has, like, been through this quite often and, like, interacted closely with these communities, it kind of feels like rehashing old territory. But I know for that people who are experiencing it real time, it doesn't get old. It continues to fucking hurt every single time. So, like, I get it. I'm just like, I feel sad and I hate feeling sad. So let's just, people nudging you all evening and saying how it must be so much easier for you to hit on people because you know both sides of the fence. What the fuck? God damn it. I get comments from friends, because I don't know how long they'll stay friends. Thank you. Good job. Fucking ditch them. They tell me not to hit on them because I'm trans, as if yeah, no fucking kidding. Did you hear about the fire? Oh, there was a fucking fire at the LGBT center? Oh no! Oh no! Oh god. Oh no! What happened? Homophobic scum set it on fire. I just heard that no one was hurt. Okay, thank goodness. Um, how do you know it was homophobes? I didn't see anything about it on the TV. Well, what do you fucking think? It was a gas leak? I don't fucking think so. We know the media only tells half the story. Would it kill them to use the word hate crime? Well, no, because then that would challenge the dominant dogma. The firemen have already found out that it was arson. I've been receiving threats in the mail saying that they'd set it on fire if we didn't leave town. Oh, no. Come on. Um, uh, so this is unrelated, but this just reminded me. Um, the Native Center at my undergraduate institution was in a fucking basement, and it flooded fucking constantly was flooding, and it was like, of course they put the Indians in the fucking flooding cellar, but and different but similar. I knew Melrin wasn't a particularly welcoming place, but it's even worse than I thought. I take it from your message that you're a member of the center. Are you okay? I'm feeling down. Yeah, no fucking shit. Um, you're giving out a lot of personal information. Normally, this is against the forum rules. I don't want to hassle you. I just want to make sure forum members feel protected. Okay. Everyone in Melbourne knows me anyway, and seeing how they're going to make us all shut up at the moment, I don't want to hide. I want to shout from the rooftops to fight for our rights. No one can silence me. Okay. You're right. There's okay. Thanks for everything you've done. I hope it gets rebuilt again. Anyone want to adopt me? I can't deal with my parents anymore. Oh, Sam. Oh, baby. I know all those text messages at the very start of the game from her mom and dad that were all like, "You're a grown man now, so manly." It's kind of just like, okay. I wonder if they would have been like that regardless, or if they're being especially reactionary because they sense that she's not responding to it. You know what I mean? Um, I'll adopt you. I know. Sam, come live with me. I'll protect you, baby child. It's a long story. You might want some popcorn. So I've got an older cousin whom I've never really known because he disappeared when I was little. And oh, this is Kyle. Was that it? It was a K name, I think. And his brother is Tio. And it's been over 10 years since I heard anything from him. His brother and I were always told that he ran off to join a cult, so he never tried to find out more. Last week I found a wedding invitation in the mailbox from this exact cousin, and huge surprise, he's marrying another man. Oh! Word? Okay. That explains a lot. That's why Tio and Sam were bugging in their text messages. Okay. And he probably left then because he didn't feel safe, which is why that makes so much fucking sense because his parents were talking shit about him. And it wasn't fair, and it was like I was right that his parents were just shitty and like were not wanting their other kid to know about it. My older cousin, who I have, yep, he's marrying another guy in my family, aka the most homophobic family in the world. Well, that being said, it was a good thing that the LGBT center was burned down. That's what they said. Ooh, shit. Well, that's a good sign to just hang tight till you're fucking independent because, geez. I talked about it with my cousin. My parents are relatively accepting, and I still didn't say anything until I was like ready to graduate college because you just never fucking know, you know? Um, he told me that he found a wedding invitation in his dad's office too. He got a hold of the contact info and called his big brother. As it turned out, the whole cult story well, yeah, it was a complete lie. No shit, Sam, do you think? No, I'm sure that they consider like being gay a cult. Anyway, he never joined a cult. It was his parents who kicked him out the same day. Oh no. I'm so sorry. This is so fucking sad. Sam, my baby, my sweetie. Maybe she went to go live with them? What do you think? Maybe they adopted her. Did they adopt her? Oh, I hope so. Um, why didn't he invite them to his wedding? I don't understand. Why did he invite them to his wedding? I'm so fucking sorry. Sometimes people change. It might have been an attempt by Kyle to reach out. It was a brave thing to do. I don't think it was fucking Kyle. I don't know. Brave but useless. The invite ended up in the garbage. Shitty parents. Anyway, I now know what's in store for me. Yeah, Sam, I'm so sorry. Don't think that way. Maybe your parents told you that because that's what your aunt and uncle told them. Um, that's optimistic, but I don't know if that's necessarily fucking helpful, Tessie. That's what I thought too, and then I talked with them about the invite, and it ended up like this. So I saw an invite to Cousin X's wedding. What a disgrace, how dare he? Oh, okay, but it's a wedding, what's wrong with that? No, he's not getting married. Yeah, okay. Yeah, cult of homosexuals, I fucking called it. Okay, well, you guys can read the end of this. because it's that same person. We'll pick up again in the next episode. Appreciate you. Stay safe. Bye.